Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. On this episode, and probably for a few episodes in a row, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're still working out of the two books that we've been working from, Poole's Diner and Deep Run Roots, but we're going to be doing beverages, mostly cocktails. There are some non-alcoholic beverages. I'm not sure if we're going to make any of those right now because I'm not sure the ingredients are in season for any of those, so we're going to be doing some cocktails, and for today we're going to be making baked apple sangria, and it has to sit in the refrigerator for 3 days before you drink it. So we're getting started tonight. The first step will be to core and quarter the apples. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. I do this a lot because my kids eat apples a lot in their lunch. So, and this is how sorry about that. And this is how I cut them for them to have lunch. So I've quartered them so that the core is in the middle, and I just sort of cut the seeds out like that. All done. I've got one bad spot in this apple I'm gonna cut out. And they go into a bowl for now. So I'm going to get all of my apples cored and quartered and in my bowl. So the recipe does specifically call for red apples, I assume for the color that they will bring to the sangria. We'll see. I don't need these right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my Y peeler. It's a vegetable peeler. It's in the shape of a Y, and get two 2-inch long sections of orange zest. So none of the white stuff, or as little as I can possibly get. And there we go. We'll use those in a little bit, but that's all I need from that orange. I'm gonna add some sugar to the apples and toss them around. And sugar's not really doing much to them right now, but hopefully in the oven, it'll help the juices come out and it'll provide some sweetness. Let's see, I'm gonna bring my baking pan over here. So I've got my oven on 350 degrees convection or 375 without convection. And we're going to put our apples on a baking sheet with all of the sugar. Doesn't say for these to sit or anything, so hopefully that is good. And then we add a cinnamon stick broken in half and 1 whole star anise. And this goes in the oven for 15 minutes, I believe. Yep, until the apples are golden brown and juicy. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Okay, so our apples, it's hot, have been, let me get something to put it down on. These are great hot pads, but they do eventually, you do eventually feel it. So this has been in the oven for 15 minutes. Not even all of the sugar is dissolved, but we need to put this immediately into a container so that we don't lose all of the sugar and juices as it congeals and gets, hardens and becomes impossible to get off of here. So excuse the, ow, it's very hot. Whew. Excuse the angles here. Trying to get as much of this off of here as I can. The good thing is sugar washes off generally pretty easily. So if it does stick, which it looks like it is going to, that's hot, 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 hot. Don't do this if you don't have stone countertops. It's very hot. Okay. I just traded out. Yeah, there's no way. I can't get all of this off of here, but okay. Tempted to put some of the other stuff on there, but you know, whatever. This part is a little difficult. I don't know if they didn't have enough juice or what, but Honeycrisp were the only apples that my store had a big bag of, so that's what I got. Okay, so I started with my orange peel already in there because that needed to go in anyway. And now we add all of the other ingredients. So we've got a full bottle of, she calls for a crisp white wine. I got a Pinot Grigio, so I'm just gonna pour it in here. There we go. And now I'm gonna stir it up a little bit. Now that there's a little liquid to dissolve everything and let everything move around. All right, and then we need 1 ounce of simple syrup. So this simple syrup is sugar, equal parts sugar and water. We generally keep it in the refrigerator for drink making purposes. So we're going to add that. We're going to add some triple sec, which is an orange flavored liqueur. It is definitely on the cheaper side compared to something like Cointreau, which is also orange flavored. I don't know if there's a specific brand that's like the good one. They all were relatively cheap. I just chose sort of a mid-range one. And some brandy. And this is just what we had already in our cabinet. It's a little more than it calls for. It'll be fine. And to this, all we have to add is some ginger beer. She says a dry ginger beer. I could only find one alcoholic ginger beer in my grocery store, so that's the one we got. I don't know how dry it is. I've only had it in mixed drinks. I don't really love ginger beer, but so we're just gonna stir this all up and we're gonna let this sit for 3 days covered in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna put my lid on and put it in the refrigerator. And okay, I've done something wrong already. So when you serve it, you serve some of this with ginger beer in it. So that's on me. So you keep the fizz, but oh well. We'll see how it turns out this way. And I'll let you know after we taste it in 3 days. Our sangria has been in the refrigerator for 3 days as requested. And we're supposed to strain it at this point and remove the solids and just use the liquid. I'm not planning on straining it because this pitcher actually won't let most of the solids through. And if I get like the star anise or something, I'll just remove it. But and we're probably gonna finish this tonight. So it says to add 3 ounces to an ice-filled wine glass and fill to the rim with ginger beer. So we have the same ginger beer that we already added in here incorrectly, but so I'm just going to, these are pretty big wine glasses, and wine glasses are all different sizes. So this is very, very difficult to judge. Like, I don't know what size their wine glasses are versus ours. Anyway, so I've got ice in our wine glasses. I'm going to just pour about, I don't know, half the glass and add the ginger beer. Probably not all the way up to the rim. Remember, we already had some in there, but it would be flat by now. So this will just add a little bit of carbonation back to it, and taste it. Tastes good. I can definitely taste the cinnamon, taste the ginger beer, getting a little bit of apple. It's pretty sweet. I like it. I do think the recipe requires a little bit of decision making that is perhaps not entirely contained in the book. For example, bake them until they're golden brown and juicy, about 15 minutes, but that's going to be different for different apples and different size apples. And I probably should have baked mine a little bit longer, but whatever. It's still really good. And it's a great sort of winter sangria, which is, unusual. Usually think of sangria as more of a summer drink because it's light, it's refreshing, it's not super alcoholic, so you can drink it in the summer when it's warm. But I would highly suggest you try it out if you like apples and cinnamon and those kinds of flavors. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the button and subscribe and come back and watch me make something else.